Hello rimfire friends. Oh, you're on my deck again. Thought I would just take this opportunity to post a really quick update video of this little fella over here. This new fella just got a new barrel today. That's a IBI 22-inch barrel. I know that seems kind of sudden, but actually it was in the kind of the think tank for a while here. I was actually planning to do trigger upgrade first due to the horrific experience with the Dave, and did some horse trading on this guy with a good friend of mine. So it's here, it's on, and I thought I would just update you guys real quick on how it went. So my other barrel was glued in. That was a CZ 457 MTR barrel, as you guys knew, 16 and a half inch, and quickly removed the barrel and put this fella on. Now I quickly want to say I took some pictures which I'll post up here. And you're going to see that even though this is a Winchester 52D chamber, which is quite short and tight, I took a picture side by side with the MTR with a round chambered, which was a match round, not a blazer. And you can see that the depth of insertion to where the rifling hits the round, it's identical round, is pretty much visually identical, which surprised me. Also, I was a little bit concerned that this tight of a chamber would be a problem for what I'm using this gun for, but actually it cycles and chambers round. I pulled the firing pin, ran a couple of mags through some live rounds to see how it fed, and it was exactly like the MTR barrel for the most part. Maybe 5% tighter bolt close, but nothing crazy that I would worry about. So that was a really big pleasant surprise, because that was one of my big worries. This is a used barrel, even though I know its pedigree. I got it from the same guy I got the 457 MTR barrel from, so I know what ammo it likes and what it prefers, several different kinds, so it was a real bonus for me. It's good to have friends. Thanks, Brad. and so that was a concern, though, was that chamber, but it's totally not a concern whatsoever. So really excited with that. But one thing I'll bring up to you guys is I always glue in these, and I glue them in because I find from my experience that it reduces cold bore shift, stuff like that. And in some of the pictures you can see that I measured the shank diameter of the IBI versus the CZ barrel, and the IBI's shank is smaller in diameter by quite a bit. You can actually feel it in the receiver. So that is all the more reason to glue a barrel in. And when you glue a barrel in, it's actually more or less bedding a barrel. You're not actually like, the concept isn't like a crazy glue where you glue two things together and that's what retains it, even though it does retain it, but its main purpose is to fill the void and make that fit like bedding of a rifle receiver into a stock. It makes two surfaces one by mirroring imaging with epoxy. So I use JB Weld Clear, I have for years. That's what I use. It's easy to remove, sets up fast, super strong, and that's what's in this right now, setting up. It goes to show that if you guys are going to be thinking about doing something like this, sure, the grub screws can retain them, but it's a substantial difference, and this is with a match barrel. Now, to me, would this be a knock against IBI? No, because one of my experiences with IBI before was the shank was quite large, and when I was inserting it into the 457 receiver at the time, it was tight, and I was like, oh, this is good, you know, less slop, it's going to be a tighter fit, and that's great on my situation. But I can only imagine with all the variances of CZs everywhere that perhaps in some people's CZ maybe that tight shank didn't fit. This was an early IBI manufactured one, so I'm assuming that they've reduced the shank because of slop in CZ receivers. So if you guys have a match barrel on yours and next time you have it off, or even your factory barrel, you're going to do a swap, do me a favor and measure that in millimeters, because I'm Canadian, and post it in the comments. I'm curious to see if you know, if there's a big difference between them. And in hindsight, I should have measured the interior of the receiver, and that would have been a fun comparison too. But I'm only assuming that's actually what it is. it's actually due to the sloppiness in the receiver. So anyway, I thought I would post this for you guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And as always, thank you, and I'll catch you at the next one.